Hey, what's up? My name is Ollie, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about how to travel on the cheap. So, let's say you are out thinking about travel. You fantasize about it. It's like, oh yeah, I wish one day I could go out and travel. But wait, I've heard it's so expensive. I've heard that you need thousands of dollars just to be able to go somewhere and just see different places. And I used to believe that as well. I used to believe that you would need like at least $10,000 just in order to travel somewhere. But then I experienced a service called couchsurfing, which was kind of like the first thing that really opened my mind to like how amazing travel is and also how cheap you can make it. So, for me personally, travel is not only the purpose is not to make it as cheap as possible, but it's to make like the most amount of impact and just also try to like not waste resources as well. So it's like for me personally, it's like somewhere in between. But like as soon as you try going on different adventures, you're trying to go to new countries, and it could even be in your own country. Like let's say if you're not used to going traveling, you're not used to being out of your comfort zone in that way and being in like uncertain environments, then definitely just going on small adventures to like slowly but surely push your comfort zone a little bit in terms of what you can handle. So I started using couchsurfing, which was really the first experience where I had to really trust going into a stranger's house and trust that like I would be able to handle myself. And that was a big step forward because every single time before I've been staying at like family resorts and that kind of stuff, like where everything is so convenient, everything is so comfortable, and you're not really gonna have much of a challenge there because it's that's really the way it's designed. And since I was using couchsurfing, I realized like, oh wow, there's all these travelers all around the world, and like even normal people, like they're so excited to share their story, to meet other travelers and other people that are excited about the same thing. And once you start to experience that, like your horizons when you're traveling is going to expand so much. There's going to be so many different opportunities that you didn't see before. And since it was from that perspective when my selective focus was really trying to look at like, where else can I really try to challenge myself in terms of spending a lot less, but like really spending on the experiences that I really wanted to experience, and really how to really get those best travel experiences. So the next one that I used quite a bit was like after I've been using couchsurfing for a while, I kind of felt like I wanted to give something back. Like I felt like I had used couchsurfing quite a lot, and I wasn't able to like give as much back because like couchsurfing is free unless like you pay for like membership fee to get verified. This might change, but when I had done that, I've been doing it for a while, and I kind of felt like this urge to, okay, well, I've been staying at this place, like I've been socializing with these amazing people, but also at the same time, like, I feel like there's something missing. I feel like I would like to give something back. I would like to work on a farm. I would love to let's say work on a retreat. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Like working at yoga retreats. That's like, mwah, freaking beautiful. Just love the vibe there. And like once you found that kind of thing, and like don't be discouraged if you don't find the kind of things you're into. Like even just in general in life, like you don't have to always find exactly what it is that you want to do immediately. Like sometimes it's really gonna take a few tries to like figure out is this really what I want to do? No, it's not. Then maybe try something else. And that's also something that I really, really like about those that kind of like woofing and these different services where you can work at the same time, and you also get like for your work you get normally like food and accommodation and some really amazing people to stay with as well, because like there are other people that are interested in giving value back. So you're most like if you're interested in that in the first place, you're most likely going to get that kind of value, that kind of same energy back. Like you're going to be so excited at the end of the day. So from that, like different service I would recommend for that is Workaway. I know there's quite a lot of different services like that, but the one I have a lot of experience with is Workaway. So if you're interested in working while traveling around, just making it as cheap as possible, that's a really good opportunity because you're getting so many really authentic experiences since you're working in the country, and you're experiencing a lot more of, I would say, I feel like in a lot of sense, in a lot of cases, it's a lot more authentic of an experience because you're really like putting yourself out there, and that's also what you get back. So another thing that's kind of linked together with the other 2 points is once you are out traveling, a lot of the costs that you have to watch out for is going to be like it's going to be the food that you consume. And sometimes we don't really think about it too much, like because we're kind of on a vacation or a journey, so we might just indulge in more food. But if you are on a tight budget, you have to be a lot more strict and more strategic in what you choose, like which times you choose to go out. And a lot of times you can actually go out and try to make it cheap as well. But what I would advise is like if you have some experience cooking, like, and if you don't, that's really great as well, because now is a time, since you are going to have to trust yourself 100%. You're putting yourself in a completely new environment where things are most likely going to be uncomfortable at one point, because like, just imagine like you're traveling somewhere, um, and if you're traveling this kind of way where you're in on couch surfing or work away, then you have to like be able to completely adapt to that schedule and like still being yourself, but adapting in a sense that you're working like congruently with that environment. And just for that reason, that's going to be such a big difference. And like, since you're having your own kind of schedule, and since you're making that food, like there's so many different ways you can make cheap food. Like I feel like it's sometimes very similar to like the normal food that students eat, but you can still definitely eat a lot healthier than I think that most students are eating. So I would just look up maybe a little bit of that beforehand, so you can try it out at home. And if you're already out traveling, then I would just advise you, like if you're staying in a hostel, or the host family or wherever you're staying, like ask them like if it's okay to be part of that food making experience. And just because it's in so many hostels or retreats and those kind of places where you can work on workaway and such, it's that's going to be such a valuable learning experience. And just having access to a kitchen is going to make such a big difference in the long run. So what I would also recommend is that you get some sort of prepaid SIM card, or at least some way of accessing data, because in a lot of cases when you're traveling somewhere new, there's going to be a lot of things like, my philosophy when I'm out traveling is that I'm trying to like to plan as little as possible, but I feel like I'm also able to do that a lot more consistently now, because I'm kind of letting go of the expectations of a place. Like I'm just like even yeah, I'm trying to not have any expectations, just letting that experience be whatever it is. And if you are going to especially a touristy place where there could be a lot of tourist traps, I would actually recommend the times when you are planning is to actually do that and really look up on like tourist scams and different ways, like different traps, stuff like that around the area. Because in some places, yeah, especially around Europe and Asia that I'm personally familiar with, and trust me, I've been falling into some of those traps. So I would definitely do some research before I enter those places, and also ask around at the hostel or the local people as well, because they know most of the time all of these scams and stuff. So the last thing I would recommend is to do a little bit of research on which way to exchange money in that currency of that area you're going to. So I'm from Norway, and where I'm from, we use credit cards all the time. Like we almost never use cash. So for me, it felt really weird in the beginning to go back to having cash. And but in a lot of cases, I prefer having cash now because it's a lot easier to physically see how much you're spending, because you can see the money diminishing in your wallet, and that's going to make a big difference as well. But do a little bit of research online of which way to exchange money is the best, and be a little bit aware here as well, because there's a lot of personal interest. And if you're reading about best ways as well, it might be written by some banks or someone that gets profit from it, so just be a little bit aware of that. But generally my experience has been actually to just to withdraw some cash at home before I travel, but also most of the time, as long as you don't do it in airports, because yeah, the rate in airports is normally like so terrible. You're gonna end up getting a lot less money than you would think, and that's gonna be very disappointing, especially if you're on a budget, because you want to make the most amount of experiences on this journey. And you definitely don't want to start out with that, because like some things could happen, and it's always good to have an extra reserve if an emergency or something else would come out here. So I hope some of these tips were helping you out in your travel, either if you're traveling right now, you're about to travel, or you're thinking about traveling sometime in the future. So I'm really excited about hearing what is your planned destination. What kind of things are you concerned about? Is there something you're wondering about? Do you want me to clarify? Please comment down below. And other than that, I'll see you guys soon. Happy travels and peace out.